Okay, now we're going to move on to the next color, and this will be our final round. This is where we will make our petals. So we're going to join our next color with a slip stitch to any single crochet, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch and double crochet in the stitch after that, and then we're going to chain 2 and slip stitch in the next stitch. So now we have one petal made. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch to the next stitch, chain 2, double crochet in the next 2 stitches, chain 2, slip stitch to the next stitch, and slip stitch to the stitch after that, chain 2, double crochet in the next 2 stitches. We're going to continue this all the way around until we get to the end. Chain 2, slip stitch to the next stitch, and slip stitch to the stitch after that, chain 2, double crochet in the next 2 stitches, chain 2, slip stitch in the next stitch, slip stitch in the stitch after that, chain 2, double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Oh, also I am going to put a link to the written version of this pattern because I am pretty sure that you're not going to follow this video. And I'm just making this video so that you can see exactly how it's done, especially when I'm joining the earring fish hook to the flower. Chain 2, slip stitch to the next stitch, slip stitch to the stitch after that, chain 2, double crochet in the next 2. And I don't know if you all can tell how my flower is coming up kind of floppy. That's really just because I'm using this worsted weight yarn, and if it does that when you're using your thread or your floss, it really doesn't matter because you're going to smooth out your flower when you iron it to make it flat. Chain 2, slip stitch to the next stitch, slip stitch to the stitch after that, chain 2, double crochet in the next 2 stitches, chain 2, slip stitch to the next stitch, and then to join it you're going to slip stitch to the first slip stitch that you made, and that will be the end of your round. And you go ahead and fasten off. And you have your flower. I'm not going to show you all how to weave in ends because everyone has their own way. I'm just going to go ahead and weave in those ends, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back after I have weaved in all of my ends. I have weaved in all of the ends except for the ones from the last round. because I'm going to use this to attach the earring. Now, what I like to do is sometimes this back string is a little low for me, so I like to go ahead and put this string, thread this through my tapestry needle, and I just find a spot anywhere is good just to weave it through this part, you know, just to kind of bring the string up a little bit so that when I attach my earring it's not too far down. Okay, so now that's done. Now I'll take the front string and thread that through my tapestry needle, and then I'll take the little ring that I showed you at the beginning of the video that goes with your fish hook. You can't really see it in my hand. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to hold it steady. Anyway, I'm just going to take that ring and put it through my tapestry needle so that it goes through the string. And that's that. Now I'm going to tie the two strings together. I'm going to double knot them. First, make the first tie, and then I'm going to make the second tie. That way, that little ring that you just put on there will not come out. It just keeps it there. And then these strings here, I'm going to weave these in. And like I said, you can use any method you choose. You can even not weave in the ends if you don't feel like it, since you already tied those knots, and just cut your string. But I find that to look a little sloppy because you can still see the frayed ends of your yarn, and I don't like that, especially since I sell my earrings, so they have to be perfect. Just go ahead and weave those in. I don't do anything fancy when I weave them in. I just go through the stitches just to hide it. And then I'll cut off the leftover yarn. Okay, now in this step, this is where your needle nose pliers come in, and you finally get to attach your earring. Now I'll use my needle nose pliers to open up, you see that, this little ring part, I'll use the pliers just to open that up just a little bit, just like that. And then you'll take that and you'll slide the ring onto the earrings. Make sure that the hook part is facing the back of the earring, and then you just slide it on like that, so that it looks like that. And then you just use your needle nose pliers to tighten that ring back. So then now you have an earring. Now this next step I'm not going to show you, I'm just going to tell you what to do. Basically, this is where your iron comes in. You're gonna iron your flower, but you're not gonna put the iron directly on the flower. You'll need your scrap yarn, and I just place my flower. I don't like to iron the front because it kind of flattens it a little bit, and it just looks a little flat to me. So I just iron the back. I place this face down, fold my scrap yarn over, and then I'll just place the iron on there just for a few seconds. You just want it to be flat. And once you've done that, I'll go ahead and use my fabric stiffener and use it according to the directions on the brand that you buy. And I spray that a couple of times, and I'll just let it dry for about an hour. Now sometimes I'll go ahead and I'll iron it again because I like my earrings to be a little stiff, and I'll just repeat that same process twice. And then the finished product looks like this. You have your pretty flower power earrings. Hope you guys enjoy my tutorial. Please feel free to leave any comments in the box below. Please feel free to ask me any questions. I am here to help. So bye, Divas. Thanks again.